Hello students, here I am discussing about the object-oriented programming. Means the particular subject is to be taught in MCA second semester, code BMC 202. That is in object-oriented programming using Java. There are some features we are discussing before starting the Java. It is simple and secure, portability, object-oriented, architecture, neutral, distributed and dynamic, multi-threaded, robust, network-savvy. Uh, it- uh, in object-oriented programming, a lot of features to be included means the features means that particular language will support the networking. That particular language will support the multi-threading concepts. That particular language will support the we can use this particular language for creating, that is the concept of the applet, the concept of the how we can design the different frames in using the Java. And the object oriented concepts which have already which we have already you have already studied in earlier semesters, in that is the C++. Some features are to be same. There is portability, object oriented, architecture neutral, distributed and dynamic, multi-threaded, robust and network savvy. What is object oriented programming? That is the main point. Is the what is the definition of the object oriented programming? Object oriented programming is a method of implementation, a language in which everything represented in the form of object is called object oriented programming languages. In the real world, we identify each and each and every entity as an object. Means that is when we are creating a program, we are creating a program via the concept of the implementing the concept of the object. So what is the object? Means object, it is an instance of a class where in the class in which we can define the data types, that is the data members and methods. The language in which everything represented in the form of object is called object oriented programming languages. You have already seen that object oriented programming language. If you are comparing this particular Java language in context of C++, then you can say that object oriented programming Java is a pure object oriented programming, because you compare this particular Java in from the C++. So when you compare the Java from the C++, then you can say that Java is a pure object-oriented programming language. But if you are saying that Java is not pure object-oriented programming languages, it is object-oriented programming languages. It is not only makes the program less complex, but also makes the software reuse feasible and possible. Java is not only truly object-oriented programming language, that is already that when we are comparing this particular language to C++, then we can say that it is pure object-oriented programming language. But if we are comparing this particular language to other languages, other high-level languages, then we can say that this is object-oriented programming languages. The concept of object-oriented programming, these are the concepts of object, class, encapsulations, inheritance, polymorphism, abstractions. These are the main fundamental concept of object-oriented programming. These fundamental concept is already discussed in C++. Means if you are studying language C++ or Java, this is the basic concepts of object programming languages. We can, in further slides, we can discuss each and every topic in detail. Encapsulations, that is what is the encapsulations, also known as data hiding. Only objects methods can modify information in the object. ATM machine can only update accounts of one person or object only. Encapsulation means the data is the most important part in any programming environment. So the security of how we can secure the data in object-oriented programming. When we are creating a multiple number of classes, then in each classes you can define the data members and also the methods. Some you cannot access the data outside of the class. So some particular particular data member is to be accessible from the class, but some are not accessible within some are accessible but some are not accessible. How can it be possible? Because there are some keywords is to be used in Java, that is public, private and protected keywords, by which we can secure the data in the object-oriented programming. That is how you can wrap the data in a secure environment, in a secure way. You cannot use the particular data or method outside of the class if the particular data or method is to be declared as a private. So also known as data hiding, only objects methods can modify informations in the object. That is, the ATM machines can only update accounts of one person or object only. Second, that is next is abstractions, focus only on the important facts about the problem at hand. Abstractions, it is a abstract. In object-oriented programming, the class, you can make the class as an abstract class. In abstract class, you can declare the method, and via the inheritance concept, you can inherit the method which is declared in abstract class, You can define this particular abstract method in child class. So you can only declare the particular methods and you can define this particular method via the abstraction, via the inheritance concept into the child class. So focus only on the important facts about the problem at hand to design, produce and describe, so that it can be easily used without knowing the details of how it works. You don't know the complexity of the program, you don't know the complexity of the particular methods, you only use it, you only call this particular method, but you don't know how the particular method having the complexity in this particular in a particular program. When you drive a car, you don't have to know how the gasoline and air are mixed and ignited. Instead, you only have to know how to use the controls, that is here. Means abstraction means you are using, if you are using a if you are driving a car, you already you can see that you can use the clutch, you can use the brake, you can use the you can push the button and the particular lights are on or off, or will be on or off. So you don't know that how this particular mechanism is to be working in this driving car, but only you know that how, that is, this particular button is to be using for light, this particular button is using for clutch, this particular button is to be using for brake, but you don't know how it works internally it works. This is the concept, it is known as abstractions, and this concept is already we can use this concept in C++ and Java, means object-oriented programming based languages. Polymorphism, the same word or phrases can mean different things or in different contexts. In English, bank can mean side of river or place to put money, that is move. That is the concept of polymorphisms. You can use same function, but in different manner. What is the means of different manners? Different manners means this particular, the function, for example, a method, it is known as a draw. This particular draw method, you can draw the circle, you can draw the ellipse, you can draw the parabola, you can draw the straight lines, you can draw the triangle. Means only a single method you can draw the different shapes, but you better understand that for a different for creating the or making the different shape using the draw method, you can put the numbers of the numbers of the arguments. The number of arguments will be different, then the types of the argument will be different, or the in general the particular method that we are using in the polymorphism concept, the return type will be different. That is this particular some particular for method, that is for example f will return int, or it may return float, or it may return boolean, or it may return char, or it may returns int. Means this particular function f will contain the number of inputs, that is 4 inputs, 5 inputs, 6 inputs. Number of inputs is to be different, the types of the inputs is to be different, the return types of the method is to be different, but the function name is to be same. This is the concept known as polymorphisms. It is a most important concept in object oriented based programming languages. Function overloading, that is this means the operation of one function depends on the argument passed to it. That is earlier we have discussed in polymorphism. That is fly. Here you can say that fly is a method. In one method we don't have we don't put any inputs, but in a but the second in second method fly, we can put the low, that is high and low. There are the two inputs, only one input is to be sent, and third, that is fly, we are sending the integer number, that is 150. So you can here you can already say that the particular method is to be the particular method, you can use the same method but in the different patterns. Next concept is inheritance. Inheritance, a way of organizing classes. Term comes from the inheritance of traits like eye color, hair color, and so on. Classes with properties in common can be grouped so that the common properties are only defined once. It is most important concept, that is the classes, the subclasses, means the child classes or super classes, that is parent classes. Means when you when the main concept behind the main concept behind the inheritance is that when you define the data members or methods within a class, you can use this particular data members and methods you can use this defined methods and data types in any class, but only one condition is to be there, that the class where we can use it, it will be this particular class will be must be child class. Okay, so inheritance, that is for example a lot of inheritance a lot of categories to be mentioned in inheritance. Means layered inheritance, means multi-level inheritance, single level inheritance. But most important thing is that in Java multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. We can implement the multiple inheritance through the interface. So any child class don't have the more than one parents. There is hierarchy. Here you can say that the vehicle, it is a super class. This particular vehicle have the three child class: automobile, motorcycle, and bus. And this automobile class having the two subclasses: sedan and sports car. Motorcycle having the no child class. Bus having the two child classes: luxury bus and school buses. So here you can say that super classes, that is vehicle. This it is already known that root class, where all the classes is to be generated from this particular class. It is known as vehicle. That is root class or super class. The child is, that is automobile, motorcycle, and bus are the subclasses, and the sedan, sports car, luxury bus, and schools bus, these are the child classes. So this is the multi-level hierarchical, means you can say that hierarchical way of representing the inheritance. simple here you can say that how you can write a simple program in Java, that is hello words or hi. So that is, you can say that a class, simple one, you can creating a class, but obvious if you are that is each and every code, each and every code or each and every code. Code means that is the code that is defined in within a method, or that is the data members. The data members already discussed that it will be public, private, and protected. This is enclosed within a, this particular method, and data is to be defined within a class. In this particular programming, the class name is sample one. A public start void main. Main is a method, or here we are passing the number of the objects as the number of objects, and these objects are in the form of the array, and the type of the object, and the object, these objects which belongs to the class of string. So public static void main, that is string args system out dot println. Java is better than it, is a println method. You can use this particular method to display any strings on the monitor. That is, if you are writing any program in Java, then this particular program is to be saved at a.java or sample1.java. You can compile this program, and then Java compiler will convert this particular program into bytecode, and then bytecode to machine language. So the Java, then compiler, interpreter are the two important things in the Java programming by which we can get the particular outputs. Classes in Java, a set of specification or blueprint about an entity describing all possible data members and the methods applicable on that entity. It gives the, here you can read is class, entity names. Entity name means the class name, and here you can say that open, within the open and closing curly brace, members means data members, and the method definitions. It is a word. It is a word. This word is known as a keyword. Means class, here class is a keyword. It is a case sensitive. Class is a case sensitive word. We can specify here as a small characters, and then making the some spaces. You can put the class name, and then open and within the open and closing curly braces, you can put the data members and method names. Objects in Java, each and every that is you can create the multiple number of instances of and multiple number of instances of a class, and these particular instance variables which belong to this class, which belong to the A class or B class, or no reference test class, these are known as the objects. The real entity created based on the class specification is called as instance or object. The new keyword along with a special method called constructor to create an instance. The new keyword is used to allocate the memory for the data members of an instance, and the constructor is used to initialize that memory. You already heard about the keyword, that is new. New is a keyword we have already used in C++, and we can also use in Java, by which we can create, by which we can allocate the memory, allocate the we can allocate the object, we can allocate the object in a main memory via the new keywords. When we create the particular object, and after the creating, you can allocate in a main memory via the new keywords. You can initialize this particular object via the constructor. So you can in further, you can already you can further discuss, we can discuss, that is different type of constructor we are using, that is copy constructor, default constructor, parameterized constructors. These are the constructors we already used in C++ languages. So this is already used in Java. This is also already used in Java. So then the new keyword is used to allocate the memory for the data members of an instance, and constructor is used to initialize the memory, means initialize the particular object. via the constructors. The constructor name is to be same as the class name. The types of members in classes. The type of members inside a class, that members can be of two types: static or class members, non-static or instance members. The members which do not need an instance and used with a class is called a class or a static member. There is math.pow power. Use a static keyword to define such members. Non-static or instance. What is the static data member? What do you mean by static data members? You can understand that if you want to share a particular data, and the value, if you want to share the value of a data, for example, the data is to be x and the value which is stored in a variable x is 10, and this particular 10 is to be shared among all the objects that are created from the A class. So these, for example, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, these 5 objects are to be created, and these 5 objects have the data, means data is to be x. So A1 is to be A1 object having the data that is x10, and A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, each objects having the same value of that is same value, means 10, which is stored in a variable x. If you want to share the same value of a particular variable, if you want to share the variables among all the objects in object programming, then we can use the static keywords. Next, identifiers. An identifier is a collection of, what do you mean by identifier? Identifier means how you can identify a particular, how you can use, what is the nomenclature of a particular variables, of a particular class names, or a particular method. So there are some certain rules for making the names for a class, for methods, for variables. That is, we can use the simply that is using the small a to small z, capital to capital Z, 0 to 9, and don't use any special characters except $sign. The starting character should not be numeric values, should not be in numbers. That is, an identifier is a collection of certain characters that could mean a variety of things. There are some identifiers that are Java defines: sqrt, string, integer, system, in, out. That is a sqrt, it is a method; string, it is a class; integer is a class; system is a class. So these there are the some identifier which is already mentioned in Java, already defined in Java. So the user or the programmer, when you are making any program, you can make any method name, class name, or a variables name, except those except you can't use any class names or method names which is already defined in a Java. So beside of these names, you can use others names following the identifier rules. So you could not you will not create a sqrt method, already it is defined in sqrt method. You could not create a class name string, it is already defined in Java. So that is, there are some identifiers that Java defines. We can make up our own new identifiers, that is test1, last name. These are the some valid identifiers that we can use in the program. That is test1, last name, daily name, maximum $A_1. These are the valid identifiers. The identifiers, a name that we give to a piece of data, a part of program. Identifiers are useful because they allow us to refer to the data or code later in the program. Means classes, method, variables. You can create the particular, you can make the classes, methods, and variables using the identifier rules. That is nomenclature. The name you give to a static method is an example of identifier. Details about identifiers: Java identifiers names, first character must a letter or a dollar. the foreign characters. The example of data identifiers, that is there are the some legal and there are the some illegal. Illegal means of you can translate me plus u, that is it is not be used. You cannot use any operators. You cannot use any operators between the between the characters. Here you can use that in this program. You can use that plus operator between e and u characters, so it is illegal. Then next is the next topic is keywords. So what are the keywords? That is in Java, the total in Java, there is a lot of different version is to be invented in Java. In that is as we know that a total number of 58 keywords is to be that is are to be available. So we can use different keywords in the different contexts. The keywords an identifier that you cannot use because it is already has the reserved meaning in the Java languages. A keyword is an identifier with a predefined meaning that cannot be changed. It's reserved. Means you can put the name of the class, methods or variables, but be careful when you creating the particular names. When you creating the names of method, class and variables, you can avoid when you can avoid the keywords. You can avoid the keywords when you creating the particular class name, methods and variable names. All the 58 keywords are case sensitive. So here there are 53 keywords, but in different versions, 58 keywords, 60 keywords, 65 keywords is to be available. So it will depend upon the version which you are using. That is JDK 7, JDK 6. That is different. List of keywords in Java: else, abstract, char, goto, long, protected, super, switch. Some keywords we have already know that we have already knew that in C++ languages, but in Java you can set that else, enum, byte, final, finally, float, class, byte. Here you can set that is class, go to, long, try. That is it is a concept of when you are when you are studying the concept of exception handling, then you can use the keywords try, catch, that is finally. In Java, we are avoid to use the goto and const keyword. So if you want to create a variable as a constant, then you can use the final keywords. The final keywords, you can use the final keywords, means final int x10. X is equal to 10 means x is mentioned as a x is to be constant in the program. You avoid to use the const keyword and go to keywords in Java. Protected public, these are the public, protected and protected, public and private, and these are the these keywords are used in encapsulations. And in exceptional handling, throws, try, catch, finally, these keywords are used in exception handling. That is the packages. The concept of the package, it is same like as in C++ or C. That is when you are using the header files. In Java we can using the packages. In packages, different number of classes to be defined. In within a class, different methods is to be defined. So you when you are using any class, or when you are using any class or method which is already defined in a package, in a particular package, for example util package or io.package.net package. So you better understand that this particular class or AWT, abstract window toolkit package, different packages to be available in a Java, and different classes and methods are to be defined within a particular packages. So students, these are the topics here I have discussed in front of you. So In next lecture, I will cover some topics of Unit 2. Thank you.